CDR आहे का आपल्याकडे? CDR आहे का त्याच्यावर?
तिच्याकडून
हां CDR घ्या मला.
बादल ये कैसा छाया, दिल ये कहाँ ले आया, सपना ये क्या दिखलाया है मुझको। हर सपना सच लगे, जो प्रेम मगन जले, जो राह तू चले अपने मन की, हर पल किसी से मोती ही तू। मुश्किल कोई आ जाए तो, पर्वत कोई टकराए तो, ताकत कोई दिखलाए तो, तूफान कोई मंडलाए तो, मुश्किल कोई आ जाए तो, पर्वत कोई टकराए तो, पर से चाहे पर से आग लिपटे चाहे, पैरों से आग बरसे चाहे, अंबर से आग लिपटे चाहे, पैरों से आग पाएगा जो लक्ष्य है तेरा, लक्ष्य को हर हाल में पाना है। उड़ के छोड़ा है जहाँ जैसे सब में ये किताबी पलकों से झाड़ा फिरना जाते हैं, इतने सारे सपने क्या कहूँ किस तरह से मैंने तोड़े हैं छोड़े तेरे साथ चले उड़े क्यों। कभी बात बात तेरे साथ साथ तेरे दर्द ये कभी सहरा कभी सावन कभी रावण कभी उमर भर के, कभी डाल कभी बात बात, कभी दिन है रात कभी दिन है, क्या सच है क्या माया इधर क्या है पता हवा नहीं जाए, पीछे तेरी यादें तेरी यादें
जो दिल ना लगे बाय 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 बाय, आने दो दिल में आ जाने दो, कह दो मुस्कुरा दो हाय 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 हाय, जाने दो
Hello, listen everyone. Please be seated. Guest is arriving in 5 minutes. I request all of you to stand as we welcome our today's guest with a big round of applause. Welcome, sir. Please have a seat. Thank you. A very good morning to all of you. On behalf of Lotus family, I, Professor Prajakta Gazre, would like to extend a very warm welcome to all the dignitaries, delegates, our guests, director, principal, HOD of various pharma colleges, faculties and our staff members and my dear students and to all present here. As we all feel proud to be an Indian, we at Lotus Business School always follow the country first. Hence, we will start our event Pharma Summit 2022 with our national anthem. So, I request everyone to stand up and make sure your phones are on silent mode. Thank you.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. Please have a seat. Before we begin our today's program, we will have our traditional auspicious lamp lighting ceremony as a tribute to Mother Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. And for that, I would like to request our guest, Dr. Mahesh Burande sir, Honorable Director IPER and Advis Pharma Consultancy, Mr. K. Satya Mahesh, Director Business Excellence MQR Pharmaceuticals, Mr. Soham Wagh, Global Marketing Manager GSK, and Mr. Charudatta Bodhankar sir, Trustee Swami Sveva Bhavi Sanstha's and our Executive Director at Lotus Business School, and our Director Dr. Satish Varpade sir to please come forward. you all. Please have a seat. As a Lotusites, it's my privilege to get you introduced with our Lotus Business School. Lotus Business School is an institute which has been created with a vision of imparting quality management education and to create world-class leaders. Started in 2007, Lotus has come a long way in a very short span. Today, it is not only an institute which is into management education but has also ventured into management development program, market research and consultancy through its associate institutes. We are a part of Bhaishri Group. The formation of Bhaishri Group started in 1975 when our chairman Sri Ramesh Bhai Patel, fondly called as Bhai Shri, started the Gujarat Tea Traders Private Limited in Jalna. He laid the foundation of Vikram Tea brick by brick and taken it to a great heights. Apart from this, Vikram helms an empire of companies like Lakshmi Cotton Spin Private Limited in Jalna, JK Securities Private Limited in Anand, Trinity Snacks Private Limited in Aurangabad, Bhai Shri Venture in Aurangabad. It is a great honor for me to present before you our very own director, Dr. Satish Varpade. Dr. Varpade's education is a perfect blend of pure science and management. He did a B.Pharm, followed it with MBA in marketing along with diploma in labor laws and completed his educational journey perfectly with a PhD in marketing. Dr. Varpade sir has a rich work experience of 23 years in the industry and academics. He started his career right at the bottom as a medical representative and moved up from there to work as a head of marketing. He has worked with several pharma companies like Macleods, AstraZeneca, Panacea, Biotech, etc. His academic stint has been with renowned institutes like D.Y. Patil and Marathwada Mitra Mandal. Then, from last 5 years, we have been fortunate to have Dr. Varpade sir as a director at Lotus Business School. Currently, along with his professional duties at LBS, Dr. Varpade sir is closely associated with several Pune University committees and professional bodies like Board of Directors. He is also a marketing consultant to various pharma companies and a PhD guide with Pune University for marketing. Under his guideship, 2 students has already been awarded a PhD and 7 more are currently heading towards completion. So, without further delay, I would like to invite Dr. Varpade sir on the dais and to brief about today's pharma event, Pharma Summit 2022, a national conference on Future of Pharmaceutical Industry. A big round of applause.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
That's better. Again, one more time. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We are pharma student, so we are dealing with healthcare. So your sound, shows how your health is. So one more time. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Very good. So, respected dais and the various faculties from so many colleges, principal, 15 minutes. So, even though I wanted to speak much more as I am a faculty member and I love to speak, we should go with a summit that students are also in dilemmas. They are, inside their home for last 2-3 years. So, we should talk something about the current trends and what is the future trends for the pharma students. So this is a result of that thought process, and we are here for this Pharma Summit. Definitely, you are from second year students, maybe third year, or maybe final year students, and maybe some students from young farm. So we are in containment zone from last 2 years, and in these 2 years, only 2 sectors growth, that is agriculture and one is a pharma. And if you see the trends in pharmaceutical, if you follow some social media, follow some Google, major IT industries are joining hands with pharma industries, or major pharma industries are joining hands with IT industries. Why this is happening? We all have witnessed the IT revolution in last 2 years. Maybe your classes was on Zoom and everything. I don't know that Zoom and online culture will stay in academics or not, but definitely that is going to stay in pharma industry. And if anyone Google recent trends in pharma industry, you will come to know AI and blockchains and everything that is in words right now in pharma industry. So that is my request that to all of you. So there are stalwarts from industries, and though they know each and everything, what are the recent trends and how will be the future. But in the terms of management, we know that those who learn what are the opportunities and threats, as in management, we say SWOT analysis, SWOT, strength, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Those who can see what are the opportunities and threats in the industry in next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, because you will be going to there in industry for more than 40 years, 50 years, because right now maybe you are 20 to 25, in between that age group. So you will be there for more than 40 years. So how will be the industry in next 40 years? Because you will have to face that challenges and that opportunities in that industry. So definitely we will learn from these stalwarts that what will be going to the future of the pharma industry. And in this program, if you can start thinking towards that, what will be the opportunities and threats, that will be the, we will be the most glad that the next generation is thinking about what will happen in 10 years, what will happen in 20 years. So definitely IT will be there, IoT will be there, blockchain will be there. So there are so many things that you will have to learn, and you will have to stay competent with the future requirements. If you learn that, then there will not be any problem for you in your future career. So try to learn what are the various things from the stalwarts and try to implement. And there are only 2-3 things you will have to learn for your future. One is pharma domain knowledge. Definitely you are working on that, you are learning that. That is most requiring things. Second, technology. Not only Google, WhatsApp and Insta and all these things, but there are so many IT technologies are there. So like IoT, blockchain, so many there. So you will have to learn if you want to stay, in future, if you have to work in future. And no doubt, management skill, you required domain knowledge, you required IT technology knowledge, and you require management knowledge. If you learn 3 things during this your tenure as a student, you will be much confident and capable for your future. So thank you very much for all the organizing team, and once again officially I welcome all of you in Lotus Business School, and enjoy today's days. This is a learning place for you. Maybe those who are involved themselves in poster competition or maybe business competition, try to learn, because this is your learning phase. If you make mistake, no problem, you are there to make mistake, but learn, try to learn from majority events that is going to happen today. So once again officially welcome to all, and all the best those who are going to participate in events. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I know we all are extremely eager to hear our keynote speaker. So without further delay, I would like to invite Ms. Dhanashri Patil to take charge of the next session.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having some of them here today. With this note, I, Ms. Dhanashree Patel, the student of LBS, would once again like to give my heartiest welcome to our today's chief guest, Director Sir, Trustee Member, faculty members, and all my dear friends. Before starting, I request all the dignitaries on the dais to please settle down. Thank you. It is a matter of great pleasure and honor for me to introduce Dr. Mahesh Burande sir, who is not only today's guest but also the member of our Lotus family. Sir is currently a professor at D.Y. Patil. Sir has over 36 years of rich experience as pharma academician, pharma consultant and pharma trainer to build pharmacy profession. As a pharma consultant, he has contributed for more than 100 leading pharma companies on different fronts. US FDA has appreciated his work in making innovative displays on quality, productivity, safety and positive attitude useful for creating environment for building quality and establishing standards. Sir is the first pharmacist from Pune who got the highest honor in pharmacy profession, that is President for 69th Indian Pharmaceutical Congress. And Sir always says, let our every effort build the pharmacy profession. Now, I would request Mr. Charadatta Bodankar sir to felicitate and welcome Dr. Mahesh Burande sir. Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Burande sir to please address our students on the topic of Future of Pharmaceutical Industry.
If you love one person, or if you take care of one person, it's called as love. Mother and child, brother and sister, husband and wife, friend and friend, that is taking care of a one person. When you take care of thousands of people, maybe working as a retail pharmacist, community pharmacist, you are a registered pharmacist. Maybe during COVID-19, we realized the importance of retail pharmacists. But when you are taking care of the world, you belongs to pharmacy profession. 360-degree approach. And what is that 360-degree approach in pharma? Is inventing the new drug, producing the quality drug, assuring the quality in the drug, distributing that quality drug through the chains, where the blockchain will again come into the practice. And the most important part, giving that service of the product through the patient counseling to the customer or the patient. And that is that 360 degree where the careers are set for the pharma profession. When I look back, the recent statistics, 2021, out of 26,000 pharmaceutical companies, small, medium, larger, giant, multinational, national, 20 are the leading companies. And which 20 leading companies are there? The first one is always Sun for last 5 years. I will tell you the story of Sun later. Sun is leading. And then I found in that 20 list Emcure Pharmaceuticals from Pune. Effective medicine for cure. That was the tagline we were utilizing when I worked as a consultant and trainer for them at the foundation level. Satish Mehta's group. And if you know the history of actually Emcure, started as a retail drugstore on Lakshmi Road, then as a wholesale businessman, started a loan license company without having the company getting it manufactured, the product, and then marketing with their marketing force. I was the production supervisor at Litaka Pharmaceuticals to take their first batch. Story of 1983. And when I look back, the way the growth has been given under the leadership of Satish Mehta, and now the plant is approved by US FDA and the plants are there at various places, whether it is Gujarat or if you go to the Jammu and Kashmir, expanding, exporting, made us proud as a Puneites that pharma company from Pune is contributing at national level. And today the keynote address speaker is K. Satya Mahesh, Director Business Excellence, is there along with me, made me really proud that where this company is actually from, where it came. So in Nashik, and I got the letter that there is no vacancy. I was depressed because that time the company was number one, Glaxo, multinational, UK base. My friend got, because he was from Nashik. Maybe I was from Pune, that's why my application might have rejected, I don't know. Or whether I got the less marks, second class in B Farm, that's why my application is rejected. I was actually thinking on that line. But the day came in my life, my friend, I have not given up. I started the job at Litaka Pharmaceutical as a production supervisor at Pembry. Then I became the consultant. And after 20 years, I got the opportunity to train the Glaxo people on good manufacturing practices. And the Glaxo was the leading company, still today it is the leading company, a multinational company, and today we have the Soham Wagh, global actually marketing manager of Glaxo, along with me, going to inspire you that what can be the global career. But just now he told me that he started his career as a medical representative. What is the power in that bag? Which you should understand. You may be MBA after 2 years. Whether it is a general MBA or pharma healthcare management MBA or pharma management MBA, the title which you will take. But the foundation work if you do along with that, that will take you to the altitude in the life. Your attitude of contributing at the foundation level will take you to the Everest in the pharmacy profession. That is the altitude in the life, highest peak in the life. All of them, whether it is Satya Mahesh or whether it is a Soham Wagh, everybody went through that phase, which made me really proud. We have the trustee, Charudatta Bodhankar, IIM actually fellow. The MBA in IIM is treated as the highest MBA in India and took this responsibility of education in management and became the trustee and contributing, made me proud that I should be associated with this institute and learn from Charudatta Bodankar what type of actually training is given at IIM. And then the dream for me, or maybe for Satish Varpade, can we make this Lotus Business School as a IIM? Every day, Satish Varpade for the pharma. A B.Pharm graduate. And they are telling me that your lecture when you conducted, we got inspired, we got our track, and now we are actually contributing in a big way in the pharma education. I am proud of that people who came here along with their students to listen to these stalwarts. Congrats to all of you for contributing in pharmacy education. The faculty, as far as the Lotus Business School is considered, is also highly educated. Many of them have done the pharma, especially Prajakta Gazre, who interacted with me, came from the pharma background, industry background, to take care of your career when you do the MBA Pharma Healthcare Management, along with Dr. Gade and all the faculty members, and Dr. Keskar, who is going to give you the biggest opportunity for starting the job in the pharma, which I am really proud of, the way the foundation level has actually contributing, and we are going to lead in the pharma management in the future. Pharma industry, 2021, domestic turnover, we have achieved 2,10,000 crore. That much medicines we have consumed in 2021. And that 2,10,000 crores, maybe 3 lakhs crore in 2024 or maybe 2025. Potential is there. Any big player can actually capture that, or any small actually player can enter in the business, and if he has the attitude to contribute in a big way, selecting the product, coming out with the right niche, and actually coming out with the unique selling point of the product to position that product in the mind, which is the job of a product manager, I think even you can enter in the business after taking some experience. The export is 1,80,000 crores, the recent figure, 2022. And we are exporting the drugs to 200 countries. Single largest commodity which is exported to the world is the pharmaceuticals, which society is not aware of. And that is your job as a pharma to tell them how pharma is contributing. Best example is the vaccines. 60% of the vaccine production and contribution is coming from Indian actually vaccine giants of the world. Number one is the Serum Institute of India. I am proud today that we are associated with the Serum for the contribution of good manufacturing practices to their skilled staff. And when I interacted with other and Dr. Cyrus Punawala, the dream is big. They wanted to take this vaccine in a big way, and they say, the statement was there before the COVID-19, that out of 5 children taking the vaccine, I think 3 children are taking the vaccine which is manufactured by Serum Institute of India. And now the mission in front of them, that every vaccine which is consumed in the world should be manufactured in India and maybe from Serum Institute of India. That is the mission which they have taken. Covishield has protected my life. Covaxin has protected my actually life, or maybe the other person's life who has taken the Covaxin. Since I belongs to Pune, I took Covishield. Choice was there with me. And when we talk about these biologicals, I think the biological products will be more. 2002, when we conducted the Indian Pharmaceutical Congress in Pune, biotechnology is the future. Maybe some of my students must be knowing that people were talking about the biotechnology. And in 2019, when the COVID came, I think the reality happened that how pharma started contributing through the biotech product. We have the subject biotechnology. We have the subject microbiology. And I think if you take the interest in that, getting the job in Serum, getting the job in Bharat, actually biotech, getting the job with Mankind, who has recently taken the Panacea Biotech, getting the job with the Zydus Cadila, where Zycovid is another vaccine, is the probability for you after doing your MBA. But the project, what Satish actually told, that along with your MBA Pharma Healthcare Management, we are going to provide you the opportunity to work with the pharmaceutical industry simultaneously. And Charudatta Budankar will agree with me that the leading management institutes takes you as a student after minimum 2 years of experience from your profession. But here, the sandwich program will give you the advantage in that case, and that advantage is almost 1 year you may get some internship with some company, and companies are also interested, those who have collaborated with us, to take you for the internship, so that experience is the best MBA. But if you learn many things like artificial intelligence, blockchain management, you will become expert and you can contribute like actually Satya Mahesh or maybe the Soham Wagh in the future. Friends, things are happening. Chains of actually drugstores are coming up with the professional practice of patient counseling. Online business, whether it is legal or illegal, forget about that. But still it is happening, and in the boundary of rules and regulations, people are working. Yesterday only somebody told me that if you wanted to order the online medicine, the prescription is required. If you download that prescription and send that prescription, then only the online delivery will come. So people are changing. Pharmacists are required for that. Your IT knowledge should become stronger, as he said. And all these opportunities will be given to you to become an entrepreneur and contribute even in the online business, which is growing and growing. Chains of drugstore. If the idea is there in your mind, you can have hundreds of medical stores. It will be better than any pharmaceutical company in that case. Even that line also you can take as a registered pharmacist. But the enthusiasm, energy, hard work, passion, believe yourself, then you can become what you wanted to become. The best example of Dilip Sanghvi, which I told you that I will come back to Sun Pharma. Dilip Sanghvi, a BCom graduate, while doing the BCom, he was having the time because the college, as far as the BComs are considered, usually in the morning. The story in Calcutta, story of 1980. While doing the BCom, after 12, he was having no classes or no college. And his father requested him, who was doing the generic business of pharma, a very small shop, wholesale shop I can say. And he requested, Dilip, why don't you come and actually help me? And he has given the respect to his father's request, joined his father's business and started understanding that business. From where these generic actually brands are coming, what is the price, what is written antipyretic, what is the meaning of antipyretic. He went to the library nearby in any college and find out what is the meaning of antipyretic, what is the meaning of antibiotic, what is the meaning of synergism. He started learning like Ekalavya as far as the pharmacy is considered. And then the pricing aspect, what is the profit margin, everything, he understood very fast. And basically a Gujarati, you know, the Gujaratis are doing good in the business, or maybe the Marwadis, I think he learned that business up in 2 years. And then after completing the BCom, he requested his father, give me 10,000 rupees as a loan. I wanted to start a pharmaceutical company. Father said, you are not from the life science actually back. He not tested that much, which was tested by the Turan and giving all the data and the literature, which is the job of a product manager. He was not having any product manager. He himself was the manager in that case. 6 months. But he was doing the continuous call of Dr. Nandi, which is a great psychologist in Calcutta. And after 6 months, Nandi said, Dilip, you are coming and visiting me for 6 months, almost 2 times in a month, but I have not written your prescription. Then he said, okay sir, it's my job to come as a medical representative and request you to prescribe, giving you the technical information with this literature which is available with me. Can I give you any other service? He said, Dilip, the problem is with your brand is therapeutic drug monitoring. I am not confident because lithium carbonate level can be increased in the blood anytime. So to control that, therapeutic drug monitoring report is required. And Dilip prepared, Dilip Sanghvi prepared for the actually objection, and he said, sir, don't worry, I have the solution. And the solution is, Saxena lab is there in Calcutta, and he is having the refractometer. Otherwise, I will ask him to purchase refractometer and invest that. But you give me the blood sample of your patient, and that Saxena lab will give the report what is the actually blood level of lithium carbonate, and it will happen in one day. And again, since you are going to prescribe, 20% discount I will give to your patient, whatever the cost as far as that analysis is considered. Looking to his knowledge and giving the solution, Dr. Nandi was very much impressed, and he said, okay Dilip, this is the first prescription. First prescription Dr. Nandi has written, and actually the prescription started, the product was available. He xeroxed that prescription. He has shown that prescription to all antipsychotic doctors that Dr. Nandi, the leading man, has prescribed. Now why not you? Because therapeutic drug monitoring I can do. Today we are talking about therapeutic drug monitoring with the PharmD student Dilip Sanghvi has implemented in 1982. And then Dr. Nandi said, the day will come in your life that you will lead the pharmaceutical world, looking to your desire, looking to your determination, looking to your technical knowledge, and looking to actually your positive attitude to stay in this business and contribute. And let me tell you, my friends, that in first year itself, the business of 70 lakhs rupees with this model Dilip Sanghvi has done. And then he came to Mumbai, then he actually purchased the company in Ankaleshwar, manufacturing started, appointed more medical representatives, and many antipsychotic products he brought. In fact, initially, the Sun Pharma was known for all psychiatric products. My friends must be knowing that the way he actually brought the product, positioned it, and actually started contributing. Today, many of my students are working in Sun Pharma. 32,000 people are employed by the Sun Pharma. And many of my students are working, and they are telling me the best quality of Mr. Dilip Sanghvi is listening skill. If you present something, almost 30 minutes if you are presenting, he will listen to you. He will learn many things, and then he will put his question, whether it is a new drug or whether it is related to the legal aspect. He is the best listener, best implementer, and the best decision maker, and actually moving it. And the day came in his life that he purchased Ranbaxy, which was the #1 pharmaceutical company that time, again from Dr. Parminder Singh, which is the India giant, India in the pharma, and today the turnover is 34. Today we are talking about. But that intelligence to implement that, to bring the therapeutic drug monitoring into the practice with refractometer is the intelligence he has applied. And now when we are talking about artificial intelligence, I think there are many opportunities for you, because the system is created. Once the system is created, documentation will happen, and once the documentation will happen, I think a lot of things will be available for you during that time. All these gurus were not available with us, whether it is a Google guru or whether that lady, if you wanted to actually listen to a song, immediately that lady will put the song. Recently, we were working with one pharma company's sales and marketing. One medical representative, he is not a science graduate or maybe a B.Pharm or a pharmacy graduate, but very good hard worker, going to the doctor and telling the doctor that, doctor, please prescribe this product. It is having unique selling points, 1, 2, 3. He has not knowing many medical terminologies, but a good seller. And then they ask us that how we can actually improve his performance. He's giving good performance, how you can improve it. We have just suggested, but he's a good actually singer. That person is a very good singer, right? And then we came to know that, so we have utilized the model, a simple model in the marketing strategy, that we asked him that how many doctors out of 500 doctors you are meeting in 3 months like actually the singing or maybe like to listen to the song. So give him that actually model, whatever the IT model is available. And whenever actually that medical representative will visit the doctor, you know, doctor is tired, doctor is pressurized. Every patient is coming to the doctor, what will happen, whether I will survive, whether vaccine will work, whether that vaccine is having the purity, it should not damage my other part. Continuously bombarding the doctor and pressurizing. He is also depressed. He also wants something to relax, and that something to relax to the doctor who loves the song, actually give that model to him, and actually that model can be put in front of actually the doctor, and he can just say to the doctor, doctor, you wanted to listen a beautiful song? I am not going to detail any product. And many doctors said, yes, I wanted to listen. Closing actually that dispensary, and maybe 5 minutes song, doctor listening. And then he's saying that, doctor, just like this song, I think everything is actually beautiful with you in the life at present. Your depression is removed. We have the antidepressant drug. Please prescribe that. Model has worked. Sales started moving. Simple thing. Artificial intelligence can be utilized with your own actually startups and everything. So looking to all these things, I think the big potential is available with you. I told the potential. Many speakers are there. I don't want to take much of their time because I am eager to listen to them today, because learning is a continuous phenomenon. But there are 15 job opportunities, 15 business opportunities for you which are available where we are conducting the program. Yesterday only I came from Faptech College of Pharmacy, where one-day program we conducted for them, for their second-year student. Almost 7 jobs which are the industry job and 8 jobs which are the healthcare jobs which are available for you. Job is not a problem. Today also we can recruit you. But whether you can go to the Everest, I think certain development of skill, knowledge, passion, hard work, which will happen at the Lotus Business School with MBA, Pharma, Healthcare, Management, and that's why we are here. क्या चल रहा है? Fog चल रहा है. What a slogan! And that slogan has won the hearts of many people, right? So क्या चल रहा है? तो फॉग चल रहा है. क्या चल रहा है LBS में? तो डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द फार्मेसी स्टूडेंट फॉर द फ्यूचर मैनेजर चल रहा है. दैट मैसेज टुडे व्हिच वी वांटेड टू गिव यू विद MBA फार्मा हेल्थकेयर मैनेजमेंट. फ्रेंड्स, जियो इतना कि जिंदगी कम पड़ जाए, हंसो इतना कि रोना मुश्किल हो जाए. किसी चीज को पाना तो किस्मत की बात है, मगर कोशिश इतनी करो कि ईश्वर देने को मजबूर हो जाए. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
For your valuable guidance. This will surely enlighten our students. Now I would request Shwetambari Sardar to please take over the event.
Thank you, Ms. Dhanashri. A very pleasant morning to each and everyone present here. I am Shwetambari Sardar, student of Lotus Business School. I am immensely pleased to give this opportunity to introduce one of the excellent speaker, Mr. K. Satya Mahesh Sir, Director, Business Excellence at Future of Pharmaceuticals. Sir is a speaker at various national and international pharma forums like Medicine Man, I for Pharma, Marcus Events and CPHI. Sir has started his career as medical representative in 1990 and later worked in various roles in sales, marketing, business analytics, Sales for Excellence, Business Excellence and Strategy Digital Initiatives at Sanofi, Merck Serono, Boehringer and Cipla. Sir has done his PG Diploma in System Management from NIIT and he is a Life Science graduate from Andhra University. Sir is also an author of a couple of books in Telugu on patient education in diabetes and epilepsy. Sir is an enthusiastic blogger with passion to share learning. Sir's wide specialities include insights and actionable business analytics, data warehousing, business intelligence, forecasting, sales executive effectiveness, and digital initiatives. I would kindly request our director, Dr. Satish Vapade Sir, to felicitate and welcome K. Satya Mahesh Sir. K. Mahesh Satya Sir is a virtue of simplicity. I feel elated to request Satya Sir to share his wisdom.
Good morning. I also have written, I'm married to Syamla and I have one wife and 2 kids. We call them Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. That's on the personal side. Well, maybe for the next 20 minutes I'll speak to you about the future of pharma. I know it's very, very difficult to talk about future of pharma, but I will make some small attempt. Intentionally, I have removed all the stuff which you would find it on the internet, because I'm sure that that's what you will always get by just Googling. So I thought I would put before you some things possibly what you may not know. Hello. So that's a disclaimer. These are my personal views, and also something to say that I will not give you headache in the next 20 minutes. That's a guarantee. Thank you. That's a disclaimer. These are my personal views, and I also guarantee that I will not give you a headache for the next 20 minutes. Will not bore you much. But however, I want you to remember, or rather recognize that this is an advertisement for Tylenol. Tylenol is paracetamol, right? Well, pharmaceutical industry per se is recession proof. Future ahead is very, very bright. Why it is recession proof is very, very simple. If there is a recession, then there will be people who will have more anxiety, there will be more psychiatric problems, and more medicines will sell. So you are in the right industry, whether recession or no recession, pandemic or no pandemic, this will always do very, very well. Of course, these are some stats, you don't need to really go into this. We are about 1.4 billion population. India always comes with huge numbers. Compared to the rest of the world, in terms of pharma also, the numbers are massive. You have approximately about 18 lakh doctors, including Ayush and all that, then huge number of pharmacy students. Our medical facilities or our actual medical systems across the country are really, really good. Of course, there are system failures which actually might have not made us very successful in terms of the very healthcare management, but slowly and steadily the picture is changing. The best example you can actually see is the kind of vaccination. We are far ahead of majority of the countries which are there. Even after so many doubts and all that, our people have done exceedingly well in terms of accepting the vaccine, and even the government has actually helped reach out to larger audience. But anyhow, one thing we need to remember is that, unlike the Western world, we are a country where 85% is out-of-pocket expenses. So that makes us very unique compared to the Western world. Is it good? Fair amount of out-of-pocket expenses are there, but if it is universal healthcare, it would do much better. We will touch upon that a little later. I want you to look at this picture of NASA's world at night. This is one which is definitely a favorite of mine. Of course, NASA can't take a picture of the whole world at night at once. They have taken series of pictures, superimposed them and put them together. Understand, wherever there is light, there is development. Wherever there is light, there is industrialization. Wherever there is light, there are lifestyle diseases. Wherever there is light, there is hypertension. Wherever there is light, dyslipidemia. Wherever there is light, diabetes. Virtually every lifestyle disease you can find at the highest prevalence in those places where the light intensity or luminosity is very, very high. Have you seen India shining bright? I remember, India shining was some time back as a word. So your future is guaranteed with this kind of growth that we have got. Of course, the dark areas, if you see, are the places where you have the tropical diseases, be it malarias. Of course, there are a few dark areas which are more are like deserts and all that you forget, but rest of the areas you still have the tropical diseases. But across the world, there is a fair amount of change in the way that the diseases are changing, even in those countries. Yeah, because we have changed ourselves quite a bit. Though I have been putting quite a bit of effort because my wife has been watching all the films with six-pack abs, heroes and all that. Now a little difficult for me to at this age, but still trying my best. Right, so this is what is the lifestyle we have taken up. So the result across the world is that the communicable diseases, where a part of them are lifestyle diseases, are catching up. You can actually see India versus the world here. What I want you to see is I know it's a busy slide. This is the non-communicable diseases in India. This is in the world. So we are more or less traveling the way that the world is. The rich countries in the world are slightly higher. Right. Same, cardiovascular diseases are high in the world. Same with us. So I mean to say that lifestyle diseases are catching up. So obviously with lifestyle diseases, you all must have heard that the mortality has come down, morbidity has gone up. We do not allow patients to die because there are enough interventions which are available all across, which would not only make the patients die, not only make the patients live longer, but the interventions today are the ones which are increasing the quality of life of the patients, right? So that's ensures that the future is very, very bright. And in case of Indian scenario, you would always find that the future would be much brighter because the number of doctors as well as the medical infrastructure is going up big time. I know that still villages, our doctors to patient ratio is approximately about 1:860 odd. Very recently in the parliament when they have presented the doctors numbers, that's what it says. It's still skewed compared to the Western world, but definitely there is a lot of change in terms of the doctors' numbers. Thanks to the recent COVID, possibly our telemedicine has gone up considerably. Earlier, telemedicine was also available. We were picking up the phone and asking. Today, the telemedicine possibly is slightly better with the video call. However, in the Western markets, the telemedicine is fairly well developed. Even in Indian context, like Aravind Eye Hospitals and all that they have done exceedingly well in terms of the telemedicine. And they have also found out a large number of problems can be managed very easily with the telemedicine. Right? So the telemedicine is catching up, and I think it will do exceedingly well the moment we have a video cam for our TVs. The next possible, across the world, the telemedicine is mostly handled with the video cam. Let's say your webcam for the TVs, which is available everywhere, which would also become a part. And that would enhance it. Then, of course, the insurance coverage. It's expected that somewhere around by 2020 or so, that we would reach 45% of insurance coverage, but we have not yet reached. But going forward, I'm sure we are going to reach. And the government has also done quite a bit in terms of the insurance coverages which are there. One of such great examples of insurance coverage is in terms of Andhra Pradesh, where they have had a program called Arogya Shri. So this has helped virtually everybody in the whole system. The government had done insurance for all the people, which means the insurance companies made enough money, because the more the insurance, the more the money they make. And they have ensured that every hospital which has got the facility should admit those patients on behalf of the government and claim it back. The hospital where the beds were not occupied and all that, every hospital was actually jumping for that, though the delay in payment from the government is about 2 months, but their occupancy rates have gone up. A lot of surgeons had enough and more, had a field day in terms of increasing their surgical skills with those patients. Patients were happy, hospitals were happy, insurance was happy, government was very happy because people were voting for them, right? So the whole philosophy of a government aided insurance is catching up and will do exceedingly well. Just to inform you that if you remember Obamacare, across the world today the elections are being fought on healthcare grounds. The next elections, Modi ji is definitely going to fight on these on health for all. This is going to become a norm for across the world to fight the elections, and this is one of the major points. So if that is what is the case, insurance coverage will go up, which means a lot of people will seek medicine, and a lot of people and a lot of companies will have to manufacture more, and then means more jobs. Chronic diseases, as we have already talked about, those diseases are also going up considerably in India. You have already seen the graph. Then there is one more which is catching up very fast, is there are large number of drugs which are going off patent. I hope you all know that we had a 1970 Indian Patents Act which says that it's not the product patent, it is only the process patent. I'm sure you must have been already taught about that. In 2005 we amended it with the product patents. But what's the new thing that is happening is the MNCs are losing a bit of interest in Indian market per se. For a simple reason, whatever the sales that we generate usually in an MNC is converted into dollars or euros, which is not very, very big. This is mostly because of the difference between the Indian rupees and the kind of this thing. Moreover, MNCs wish to come to India, or rather play in India, of reaching out to not larger masses, but to a niche markets with high priced products, which still is not the best. So you find slowly and steadily few of the MNCs are moving away from India, but they cannot afford to move away from India completely. That is why they are choosing Indian companies as partners to partner with their products, partner to market their products, partner to sell their products. That's the very reason you find today the latest anti-diabetics, latest insulins, are the newer products which are coming, are mostly the ones which are co-marketed or parallelly marketed with Indian companies. That's one massive opportunity which we are going to have. And the moment the drug is off patent, anyhow you don't need even an MNC company's approval for that matter. You yourself can market that. The very reason from pre-1970s, where MNCs were the ones which are maximum, now to an issue, but now to a case where 80% of the market is dominated by Indian players, and it's only 20% which is MNCs. So this is one quite a good opportunity. And what you see which would actually improve is affordability, acceptability, and access to all. These are the ones which would improve your access to medicine. And that's the reason why the future in India is very, very strong. And moreover, in the world scenario, I'm not talking just only the India, in the world scenario, you find out of 7.5 billion population, you find a large number of senior citizens would be the ones who would be consuming it. As we all have understood that mortality has been reduced and morbidity has gone up, longevity of people would be high, so they will be consuming the medicines for a longer period of time. Then the e-pharmacies. It's not, we all have experienced e-pharmacies, it's not something new that we, but what is one beauty that you need to understand with e-pharmacies is that, like say for example, you have put a prescription medicine and you do not have a prescription. Like say for example Tata 1mg or any of these things, you go and the first prescription you have already bought, and the second prescription you do not have that prescription but you had still put. You will immediately get a call from a doctor who is attached to the e-pharmacy. They will give you free of cost consultation and give you medicine. They realized Indian market is very different. Like say for example, our helper had actually reached out to the nearby chemist and asked for azithromycin. She never got an azithromycin. Nowadays it has become very, very strict. So, but whereas you just put it in the in the e-pharmacy, and then you get possibly a free medical consultation, or maybe with a little bit of pay, you also get a prescription. They understood it well, which means that the access to this will go up huge, and then there will be a massive difference in the sales which are there between a normal roadside chemist and e-pharmacist. They have really understood the game very well. Then of course, they say that the whole world is divided into rich countries and poor countries. And I'm reminded, there is one of the fantastic TED Talks. I do not know whether you are aware of that. There is a app called TED, or there is a website called TED. You must watch that. And we have a couple of videos which say that how the world and health moves over a period of time. They said that in the initial stages, the world was rich and the poor world, and in the poor world that you have less of life expectancy. In the rich world, people were living at a much higher age. But as the world progressed over a period of time, you find that the difference between life expectancy in a rich world and a poor world is getting minimized over a period of time, which only says that once again proves that the mortality has reduced and morbidity has increased, says that the world is now a place where there is a chance for intervention of health, be it vaccines or be it medicines, to increase the quality of life. So the opportunities are much, much higher. Of course, we had a problem. We realized all of a sudden that our dependence of about 53 most essential APIs, we depend on the China. Thanks to the government's new regulations, or rather the kind of incentives which are being given, it's only a matter of time that we ourselves will start producing our APIs very effectively. Though it is very expensive, actually, it is supposed to be 3 times more expensive than buying it from China in terms of the APIs. But it would be extremely beneficial on a longer period of time with the government incentives to manufacture those APIs in India, so that the dependence on China for the APIs would come down drastically, and we would not be facing another issue like what we have faced during the first period of COVID. Then I think I have already talked about the future elections are going to be fought on healthcare. There is once again a positive change of people, more and more people talking about illness to wellness. A lot of people buying their own medicines. That's a simplest example is, you must have read in the newspapers how many people have bought Zincobit during this. Actually, over a period of time, we have come to know that it is not useful at all. The zinc is not useful at all, and zinc, if taken over a period of time, is not. But what syringe that I have received is of 40 international units. I hope you all understand the kind of the kind of damage that it could do. People could die if you take 100 international units of insulin in a 40 international units. I'm usually not the one who would get angry, but that day I shouted at the pitch of my voice in that chemist shop. I was telling him, better you have a pharmacist sitting here, though they are supposed to have. Your whatever study, that whatever education that you are having, it would save lives. This is no better job, or this is no better work than anything else other than saving lives. I think it's a phenomenally good profession that you have chosen. I know some of you wanted to be doctors, but you still now also you can be doctors. It's just only a matter of time that you have to finish your pharmacy, M-pharmacy, and do a PhD. You still can be a doctor. So that's the kind of importance that is required actually of a pharmacist, and I congratulate you for all choosing those. The recent trends across the world is that artificial intelligence. In marketing, we are yet to see use of artificial intelligence, but whatever artificial intelligence people are claiming it to be is not artificial intelligence. It's a bit of algorithms learned over a period of time and all that, but it's only a matter of time that it would. But it's in terms of the industry, manufacturing and research, it's quite a bit. I mean, you must have heard something called as the repurposing of drugs. That there is an old drug. See, finding out a new drug for any disease and all are very, very difficult, very expensive propositions. It takes about 13 years, excepting possibly the COVID vaccine, which in 1.5 years that they have managed and all that, but otherwise it's very, very expensive proposition for majority of the pharmaceutical companies. So there is something which is happening, which is called as the repurposing of drugs, which means that the AI would actually, I mean, you all know that the drugs act in a way that, that there is a ligand and there is a molecule which is there and it goes and sits exactly into the ligand and then gives the kind of efforts, gives the kind of effects that the drug actually produces. But of course the side effects are also there because the molecular structure of the drug is such that it might also sit on the ligands or some others which would cause the side effects. But at the same time they have found out that some of these drugs are very, very useful in some other indications. One of such is, Dr. Reddy's minoxidil, I think. Minoxidil, right? Which was usually meant for hypertension, later on has been used for hair growth. Same thing with sildenafil citrate. Pardon me? Yeah. Thalidomide. I mean, I'm sure as pharmacy graduates, you must have all heard of thalidomide mishap at you all know thalidomide story? Right. So the thalidomide, repurposing of the thalidomide, especially in cancers, a large number of new cancers and all that, thalidomide is now one of the major wanted drugs even in breast cancers and all that. Right? One of the drugs which we all know which is repurposed many a times is aspirin. Possibly everybody says that the pharmaceutical industry, the drug life is only 10 years. 1890, I think, aspirin was first found and now, even after a little over 100 years, it's doing exceedingly well with more and more indications and has become one of the best. Going forward, I want you to understand that the pharmaceutical industry is getting digitalization is happening. It's fairly easy if you convert everything into zeros and ones. And it's very easy to analyze the data. So I'm sure that good number of you must have understood a bit of computers, though you are into pharmacy and life sciences. It's extremely important the moment you go out of the college, you would always have to learn little bit of mathematics, little bit of computers, and the more computer savvy you are, the better you are. Right? Because the wearables and sensors are the ones which are changing the whole of medicine. Of course, the patient power is one which is actually the one across the world. There are good patient organizations which are actually demanding the pharmaceutical industries something much better. When the prices go up, they are the ones who are fighting against the pharmaceutical companies. They are the ones who are making the policies and getting the government approvals. If you remember, I was telling you that in a large number of population who spend most of the money is of 65 years, they are the ones who are also powerful in any country. So they are the ones who are actually fighting on the regulations, influencing the governments to actually change the policies which would favor the field, favor the Aam Janata. I think I have already talked about repurposing drugs, and they are the ones who are actually bringing regulations. As latest as 2 days back, the new regulations are also there in terms of what doctors can actually, how should be the relationship between pharmaceutical industry and the doctors. So that's about the regulations. But it's okay, it's all gyan. We get to know that in the internet also. But what's in it for me as a student? You have a spectrum of jobs. I know that you already know about all these things. I know that every one of you sitting here must be dreaming that let me wear a jacket. I will go to a pharmaceutical company and I will be given a brand. I will become a product manager. I will make that product 100 crore product. I will deliver speeches. It doesn't happen. That's not the reality. That's not the reality. majority of the times, the job that is offered to you is medical representative. Look back at your seniors. Those who joined as a medical representative, who over a period of time have become brand managers, have done exceedingly well compared to somebody who joins as a brand manager, because they are the people who would know the realities of the market, and you will do exceedingly well. I recommend that if you get a chance in a fairly good company as a medical representative, please do join. I want you to tie up the friendship band, make you Google your best friend. Actually, with all apologies, today it's not the organizations which would find out a need to enlighten you with this. Today, Harvard professors teach on the internet, and you can see those free of cost. Today, Princeton University professors teach, and you get that free of cost. Today, you have Coursera's. Today, you have enough and more moves. All that you need is the passion to go there and watch that. That's what is the most important one. I know that I'm no way undermining education institutes. They show you the path, but I think they show you how to learn. That's much more important than whatever that you learn. I know that you will all pass through your pharmacology and all these things which are there, but the real life learning is there, which is available free of cost for everybody. And with the data charges so small as you find it in India, it's going to be very, very good. And of course, this is one more. Once you go into the outside world, in the corporate world, you must have a bit of mathematical acumen, learn a bit of statistics. Think statistically, it's very, very important. And this is the most important thing. The moment you get into the corporate world, it's all about Excel and PowerPoint. And there is nothing which is there, You might be wondering, "Arey, main itna padha hai, itna ye kiya hai," but at the end of the day, I am working on Excel and PowerPoint. That is how you start your career. If you really want to do well, let me tell you the secret. A large number of students who come and join us are extremely poor in Excel and PowerPoint. And if you start learning, whatever is your boss's weakness, that should be your strength. And unfortunately or fortunately, my boss is very weak in Excel and PowerPoint. And there was a time where we were bombarded with the people from Germany and France, because that was a time where it was said McKinsey had went and sold that India is going to be doing $50 billion by 2020 and all that. So every second we used to have, and all that he had to depend on me. So every year I got a promotion. For 7 years I got continuous promotion for every year. People used to ridicule me. Promotions are. It's all because you know Excel and we have not learned Excel. This is a secret, gentlemen. Please do, and ladies, please keep it in your mind. And last but not the least, it's considered as a grey hair wisdom. Whatever job that you do, whatever studies that you do, you need to remember just one thing. So if you are asked to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, take a cold water bath, bland diet, no anger, no greed, no lust, no sex, no lies, no shoes. You have to sleep on the floor even if it is a winter. All that, if it is told, what do you call it? You call it siksha, right? It's a punishment. But the same thing, exactly the same thing, during Navaratri, during Lent in Christianity, during Ramzan in Islam, virtually more or less the same thing that you do. But you do it because you have taken that on you to do it. So what appears as siksha sometimes becomes a diksha if you take it upon yourself. That's where I stop. Thank you. God bless you all.
I would like to request Ruchita Patil to come on the dais.
Thank you, Shwetambari. Good afternoon to all. I, Ruchita Patil, student of LBS, consider it a great honor to introduce you all to our next dignitary, Mr. Soham Wagh sir. Sir is pharma marketing professional with more than 18 years of experience in global and country level roles. Currently, Sir is working as the global marketing manager for GSK's cephalosporin portfolio. Also, Sir is responsible for end-to-end strategy generation and implementation of key global initiatives across leading countries. GSK is the world's leading keen interest in developing young talent by continuously these schools across. Now I would request Soham Wagh sir to enlighten our students.
Am I audible? Can you hear me? I think I also take a mic. Can I get a mic? Yeah. Am I audible? At the back? Okay. So, first of all, I would like to thank all the students here. I would like to thank the faculty of Lotus Business School for inviting me to speak with you. In fact, Lotus Business School has been very kind with me. They call me often. This is probably the 4th or the 5th time I'm coming here. And also, I have a very tough job. It's a very tough job because if I have to speak after Dr. Burande and say, Satya Mahesh, they are such great speakers, to follow up them, I think it's very difficult to match up to their level. So I have a tough job, I know that. Probably I'm standing between you and the lunch as well. That makes it a bit more tough. I hope you had good breakfast. And well, the topic for the conference today is Future of the Pharmaceutical Industry. I would like to tweak that a bit for you. So, of course, we have heard Dr. Burande, we have heard Satya Mahesh, they have given you enough, I would say, insights that has given you a great perspective on what is the future of the pharmaceutical industry like. I would like to tweak this a bit